Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shannon Margaret B, and today I have quite a large book unhaul because I really wanted to make room for some of my new read books and favorites that go on this shelf, and then my TBR shelf in my bedroom has been overflowing since the amount of book sales I've been going to. So I was able to decide on getting rid of quite a few and make some room for all of my new books. And I figured I would share with you all the ones I'm getting rid of. Some of these I got through and just really did not enjoy. Some I DNF'd. And maybe one or two I just don't think I'm ever going to get to, so I'm going to get rid of it. Some of these you might have seen vlogs for already, so you might know what my opinions on these are already, and I will try to tag the vlogs that they are from if you're curious to watch those. But the first two come from my 24-hour reading challenge. So the first one is Mr. Penumbra's 24-hour bookstore. This is about kind of like this bookstore that all of these people are on this journey, and every time they check out a book, there's this club, and no one really knows why there is this club or what they're actually looking for, until one day Clay starts working there and his friend is like, have you ever opened these books? Do you know what these books hold, what they're giving clues to? And they kind of go on a journey. I had really high hopes for this, and I think about halfway through I was like, this might be a 5-star for me. I really am enjoying it, but I ultimately just feel like it went on such a silly tangent, and like I did not understand what happened towards the end, and I just don't think I'm ever gonna reread it, so I don't feel the need to keep this one. The next one from that same blog is The Guest by Emma Cline. I felt so strongly about this book. This is about a girl who's kind of a drifter. She kind of leeches on to different people's lives and tries to get the most out of them before she moves on. This book entailed a very inappropriate relationship that I did not enjoy reading about. I didn't think it needed to be in the story. I just thought the story was overall really unnecessary of a book, which is probably not nice to say. But yeah, I really didn't enjoy this one. The ending I thought was absolutely ridiculous and in like the worst way possible. So I just get angry every time I look at this book on my shelf. So I'm like, it is time to get rid of this one. The next one is a book I DNF'd, which is The Paper Palace. This book I felt was unnecessarily inappropriate, and that is kind of a theme for some of the books that I do like not hold on to if I feel like they're just like inappropriate for no absolute reason. Like I really can't stand to read them or think about that story again. This book was supposed to be the first book I read in a romance week of reading vlog, and it went so terribly that I just did not even do that week of romance reading because I was like, I just don't want to read romance. So I did really think I was gonna enjoy this a lot, but you're following a much older couple, like in their 50s or 60s, and they come together every summer, and the book starts out right away with they're both married to other people, but then they end up having an affair, and it is kind of like reading to understand how they got to that point, and the characters were just so unlikable. I didn't like one single character, and I DNF'd it like halfway through. I did enjoy this one. This is Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis. However, I just feel like this book has not aged well. I don't think I'm going to reread it, and I personally am not like a huge Rachel Hollis fan like I used to be. I think it's time to get rid of this one. Another nonfiction that I'm going to get rid of is Atomic Habits by James Clear. This book I thought was really interesting and impactful while I was reading it, but I honestly cannot remember one single lesson from this book now that I finished it, and I feel like that's a pretty good indicator that I'm probably not going to reread it. For example, You Are a Badass is like my favorite nonfiction book, and I reread that book multiple times throughout my life, but this one I just don't see myself rereading it or really implementing a lot of things that are in here, nor do I remember what things I was supposed to implement from this book. The next one is one I read a while ago. This is Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. I feel like this was supposed to be like a woman's empowerment book. The story follows Elizabeth Zott, and she is a chemist, and then she goes on to be like a homemaker and have her own show and kind of like invigorate women to start cooking and doing all of these different things in their households. And I just feel like it didn't hit the messaging for me. I didn't really feel like it accomplished what it set out to accomplish, and the book was really like mundane and boring to me. I didn't really find that the plot needed to last that long, and even I tried to watch the show after I read the book, and I still didn't feel like the show was good either. I thought the show was so boring also, so I am going to get rid of this one. The next one is also in a vlog that never saw the light of day, and it is where I read Sarah Pekkanen and Greer Hendricks' backlist. Like, I was trying to make sure I finished all the books of them together as an author, so I read You Are Not Alone, absolutely loved that book. Unfortunately, I never finished the vlog to edit it and put it up, but I can tell you I really enjoyed that book. However, I tried Sarah Pekkanen's standalones and they did not go well. So this is House of Glass. This is about a nanny who falls through the glass in this massive estate that she works in. The couple ends up divorcing right after that, and this family wellness lawyer person comes to see which parent the daughter should go with. But then along the way, she kind of turns into a detective and starts trying to figure out what actually happened to the nanny that day. I said this a lot when I was vlogging about this book, that I think Sarah Pekkanen just tells you everything right out of the gate. So there's nothing that really makes the plot last through the rest of the book. And you kind of are just left with like, why do I know way more than the people in the book? And you're pretty much just reading to try to catch up with the people knowing everything that you know. And I personally don't love when books do that. And I don't know, I just felt like it was a little too silly for me and I just didn't really enjoy it, unfortunately. And then another Sarah Pekkanen, which is Gone Tonight, which I also read for that vlog, and I also did not enjoy this one. This one follows a mother and a daughter, and mother-daughter thrillers are sometimes my favorite. I think the Lisa Jewell one, Then She Was Gone, like I loved that one. That's like a mother-daughter story. But this one I did not enjoy. It was just like a daughter learning a lot her mother's past, and she didn't know all these dark secrets in her mother's past, and it just felt kind of silly and I didn't enjoy it. And the exact same thing that happened in House of Glass happened in this one, where like you're given all the information, so then you're just reading like the daughter learning the information, so it's not really that exciting to learn with her. The next one is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I still have the bookmark, which I'll take out the bookmark before I donate it, but I got to chapter 31, page 301, and I did not really enjoy the world and I didn't enjoy the characters. I would say I felt okay about the first one, like 3 out of 5 maybe. But this one, I just felt like it was the same thing over and over again. And I know everyone's going to be like, just finish it and you'll like the rest of the series. But for me, I gave it a book and a half. And for me to even finish this one, it's another 300 to 400 pages. And I'm like, if I just didn't enjoy the first 300 pages, I can't see getting through it. And I think the difference with this world and Feyre's story is that, like the Empyrean series, for example, I feel like when those books get frustrating or slow or feel like they're building for so long, I still always enjoy the world that it's in, so it always keeps it going for me, and I enjoy the characters, so that keeps it going for me. Whereas this one, I just felt like I didn't really feel bonded to Feyre, and I didn't really like the other characters, and I didn't really care about the world too much. I couldn't really picture the world for some reason with the series, and who knows, one day I could give it another shot, but it's taking up a lot of room on my shelf, and it's been like a year since I've tried to read this, so I'm like, I just gotta pass it on, and I know someone will snatch it up so quick. The next one is The Seven Sisters by Lucinda Riley. This is a series that I'm super excited to read. I actually got this copy for $1 at one of the sales I went to, and it was the only book that they had of the series, and I had just learned about the series and I really wanted to read it, so I picked it up even though it was a pretty banged up copy. And then literally the next day I went to the thrift store and they had books 1 through 4 or 5, I believe, and it was like buy 4 get 1 free, so I was like, this is perfect, like I'm done, like, and that whole set was brand new. So I am gonna get rid of this one, but I have not read it yet. I'm so excited to read the series, but this copy is just has seen better days and it's super water damaged, so I'm glad I have a nice new copy to start off the series with. And the next one, which I think is crazy, this is so many people's favorites. One of the first few videos on my channel is a Karin Slaughter reading vlog, and usually my rule is I try not to break up an author. If I have all of their books, even if I don't like one, sometimes I'll save it just because I love having an author's complete backlist. But this one's gotta go. I know that so many people love Pretty Girls by Karin Slaughter. Here I go again. It is just so unnecessarily inappropriate. I didn't think any of the twists were fun or cool. I thought this book was absolutely miserable to read. It was a miserable reading experience, and I don't think it was necessary, and I think this book is very irresponsibly recommended to a broad audience when this book should be 18 plus realistically, because it is so nasty and graphic and just like really depicts a woman's body in the grossest of ways, and it is just so disturbing. And I like when a book tries to achieve something. For example, A Little Life, not a fun read at all, but you can respect it and you can understand the messaging of it for it to feel like you're getting something out of it in the ways of learning about human life and all these things, relationships, family, whatever. This, I hate this book so much. I hate it. I don't like it. And it's so many people's like die-hard favorites. This book got a lot of people into reading. When I watch like booktube newbie tags or something, people are like, this book got me into reading. And like a lot of like the OG booktubers that I like to watch all love this book. Not for me at all. I'm just gonna get rid of it. I almost like don't even want to donate it because I don't want someone to go through the same experience that I went through, because I wanted to read this for years. I finally found it. I was so excited. I picked it up and was just like, this has to change. I finished it because I really thought there was gonna be some overall meaning, or like maybe like, oh, that didn't actually all happen. I don't know what I was hoping for, but yeah. Hate this one. I don't like this one. I don't like this one at all. If you've read this one and this is one of your favorites, like please let me know why, because I think I'm just confused as to why anybody found this book enjoyable to read or want to reread it. I don't know. It needs to be off my shelves. And then the last one is just another self-help that I don't really think I'm going to ever get to. It is Daring Greatly by Brene Brown. I've had this one for so long. And honestly, it's like the power of vulnerability. And I feel like I'm the most vulnerable person I know. So I'm like, I don't think I need to untap that part of me because I just am. So yeah, I've never really gravitated towards reading this, and I think I just need to get rid of it and make room for new books. That was the book Unhaul. I know I was a little ruthless on some of my reviews. Please let me know if you've read any of those and what you thought of them. But I will see you in another video, and hopefully the next time I see you I have a lot more positive things to say, because I swear I am not always this negative. Just look around me. These are all my favorites. Like, I'm not usually that negative, so I will be more positive next time you see me. But I'll see you soon in another video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!